In a world where the fundamentals of life are shifting, Mother Earth is ringing the alarm louder than ever before. The historical roots of our ecological crises are argued to have emerged from the mass destruction of nature by humans. The development of technology has given us the ability to use the environment's natural resources at an increased capability. Anthropogenic ecological issues like climate change, pollution, and the loss of biodiversity have emerged as a result of our actions. We are in the midst of ongoing ecological crises, which will destabilize the balance within the ecosystem and inhibit its continued survival.
It is up to us to protect nature and repair the impact created by the previous generations. By leading sustainable lives, we will be able to preserve the resources our planet provides us. Given the urgency of our current situation, it's imperative for academic institutions to lead the way in research, education, and advocacy to tackle the ecological crisis and promote sustainable practices for the planet's well-being. York University, renowned globally for its commitment to sustainability, is on a mission to become one of Canada's foremost sustainable institutions. The university plans to create a sustainable future by aiming to achieve net zero emissions by 2040. In this documentary series, we will journey to York to uncover the initiatives they are implementing to achieve the 17 sustainable goals set by the United Nations and play a part in addressing the ecological crisis.
Welcome back to our exploration of York's sustainability initiatives. In the previous episode, we gained insights from key figures at the Office of Sustainability, providing us with a comprehensive overview of York's sustainable initiatives. In this episode, we delve deeper. Join us as we journey to the Maloka Community Garden to explore its integral role in York's sustainability efforts, including an intriguing composting project. Additionally, we'll engage with fascinating individuals who are involved with the garden.
At the heart of York University's campus is the Maloka Community Garden, a dynamic space that epitomizes the university's dedication to sustainability, community involvement, and practical education. Leading this exceptional endeavor is Phyllis Novak, whose passionate commitment to sustainability and community empowerment propels the garden's purpose.
So the Maloka Gardens is a living lab initiative of the Faculty of Environmental and Urban Change at York University. And currently we have a community garden space that has about 17 community garden plots for individuals or groups. And we also have a large 1,000 square foot communal planting field, I would say, a growing field. And we have plans this year to add another 1,000 square foot growing field. So those two spaces will be the ones where community and students or faculty from campus can get engaged in sort of the regular work of urban agriculture and kind of community farming. And Maloka also hosts lots of events at its site and has lots of opportunities with partners to be able to do different outdoor education workshops. So we very specifically are centering our communal plots and our communal growing fields around Indigenous earthwork principles. And so it's very critical to have that at the center so that Maloka is expressing its Indigenous solidarity right from the beginning, because Maloka, of course, is situated on what used to be a Wendat longhouse settlement. And so it's actually very powerful to kind of reclaim that space to be able to say what's important here is that we grow considering the First Peoples of these lands and their practices. And also, we host lots of events where gardeners can share their practices with one another, because they're coming from all over the world actually, and they have really powerful agricultural experience, and so they love sharing those things, sharing seeds, and just sharing kind of tricks of the trade a little bit. So it's a wonderful education environment for students. We're also connected with the York Composting Project. So that is where a team of young people have created a 3-cell composting system, and they're taking the waste created by I think it's the Starbucks and I believe the grocery store and cafeteria, and they are bringing those fresh waste, I guess, nothing cooked, but just fresh produce that doesn't get used, that would normally just get thrown in the garbage. They're bringing those out to that 3-cell compost system, and they've already been able to compost a metric ton of waste from the university campus, so it's actually pretty powerful. We are also constantly working on building other compost cells as well. Maloka is also involved in something that we call Maloka Mobile, which means that we want to be able to go around to different areas on the campus and be able to do some wild planting, or partner with other residences or other student groups to be able to do plantings in specific areas. So last year we did the Infinity Garden over at Tate McKenzie at the Athletic Center, and we provided some support to the gardening that they did at Bethune residence, and this year we've been connecting a little bit with Calumet also on being able to plant gardens in their midst, because they should be everywhere, and there's so much beautiful green space here that we can work in partnership with. I do want to be careful to say that we do believe in no-till gardening, so we don't want to necessarily destroy what has already been happening in the soils. We're not trying to plow anything out and kind of clear space, clear land in that sense. We're trying to even work with the trees that are in the space. So learning lots about biodiversity and how we can all kind of connect together there. So this is Maloka's seed nursery that we are just starting on our Tuesday night sessions, 5:30 to 7:30 over at the EUC Student Lounge, HNES 136. And we'll start some seeds here, and we've got them growing under hot lights, and some of them are heated underneath, and lots of them are working with sort of a water soaking system that we have done this year. So we've got some arugula, some broccoli growing, have a few tomatoes that we've just started, some other herbs that we've started, peppers, and so on, and onions. So we're really just beginning, and you can see even these cute little eyes on the potatoes that are starting and getting ready to be put into the ground. And we'll be filling up these other tents in the next couple of weeks, and we have another light table we'll fill up too, so come and help us work the seeds.
Working at Maloka is kind of a bit of a spiritual experience for me, because I think getting outdoors is the fastest way you can gain wisdom from the universe. Connecting with land, connecting with trees, connecting with birds, soil, all that. So I think I've learned mostly how to be more in tune with myself and find a path that feels aligned for my actions and my thoughts and my beliefs. Maloka has taught me so much beyond just the spiritual side of it. I'm also learning a lot of practical skills, like how to grow my own food, how to do organic gardening, how to do succession planting, how to take in the cycles of the planet, how seasons affect everything, what plants like each other, what plants don't. There's actually endless amount of learning that I have at Maloka. I don't think I can properly name it all, but I think that's what I like most about working at Maloka, is that every time I go out, it's kind of a new opportunity to learn, and it's always refreshing and it's always fulfilling.
First, I really appreciate that you're asking me to think about the impact of the gardens on biodiversity, because most of the time we're thought to think about impacts on humans first, and humans are part of the biodiversity and certainly part of the ecology. But I think I appreciate being able to just switch my mind to what will be the impact on the lands and the more than human relatives that are in that space, and certainly on just the vegetal world that we are engaging with. So I definitely know that Maloka is actually built on what was a construction landfill site. So when there were new buildings being built, they brought all the refuse from those, the debris, over to the Maloka area. And so we're building on top of, and I know you've gotten some other historical reference for the Maloka area, but as those layers of building have happened, that there is lots of debris, and that affects the soil and the asphalt and the oils that have gone into the soil. So one very powerful thing that can happen is that we prioritize organic growing, and we also prioritize no-till or no-dig farming processes and practices. So that is really an explicit partnership with the microbiomes that have been hard at work in those soils to be able to replenish and build nutrient quality in those soils. And as we are growing food, we are also in a process of amending those soils. So we'll bring new mulch and new soils in a new compost, and we will throughout the season amend it with worm castings or sea kelp or any of those things that are going to contribute to healthy soil.
I think Maloka could be a huge, amazing opportunity for so many York students to regain their connection with the land, regain their trust with the land, but also feel a deeper sense of purpose. At least that's what I feel like I've taken away from my time at Maloka. Our impact on the broader York community, though, has definitely been just spreading awareness on the community garden. It's kind of our first year back in action again. Maloka has had like a lot of on and off periods, but now that we have established a new community leadership team again, I've noticed that students are very eager and excited when they hear, oh, I can go outside, I can just learn from, the plants. And I think that hands-on experience is what the broader community has benefited most from, being able to get direct experience. And I would say same for me, that's exactly what I've benefited most from. Talk is talk, but actions are much more fulfilling. So, yeah.
My name is Ronan Smith. I'm a student here at York, and I'm a member of the Community Composting Center. So my project is community composting. So basically our whole idea was to make this cyclical system around composting where the waste is taken from campus, it's all kept on campus, it's composted, and then it's put back into the soil to grow new food that can also be enjoyed by students, faculty, and generally just our community. Well, I'd definitely say pick something that you love, pick something that you're passionate about and that you think can be done. It's really easy to kind of do these pie in the sky type green initiatives, especially on York. We're all young people, we're all dreamers, and I think there's definitely a lot of power in that. But I think also it can be rather disheartening when these sort of initiatives don't come through. But if you can scale it to something that can be achieved, you'll really get to see those successes, and it'll bring you a lot more joy and fulfillment. And when there are hard times, you're having those long days, you'll see that there really is something to be gained by it, and there's something important about doing the work that we do.
In this episode, we explored the vital role of York's sustainability journey through the lens of the Maloka Community Garden. From Phyllis's and Melina's perspectives, we've seen the dedication and innovation driving our campus's green initiatives. As we conclude our visit, inspired by the passion in projects like composting, we're reminded that every action contributes to our sustainable future. Join us next time for more insights into York's green journey.
I don't think that people recognize how terrifying this climate change is that we're experiencing.
Mother Nature is calling. Are you listening?
Future generations are at stake. We need to act now.
Sustainability isn't an option.
It's our responsibility.
Let's make small actions today for a bigger impact tomorrow.
One Earth,
one chance.
Let's make it count.